we're live.
All right, welcome everybody to the eighth podcast of this season of overall. But wow, we just came off a very exciting and a very interesting, most will call it pretty boring weekend here at the Daytona Road Course. Um, it was it was honestly, we had a lot of battles and a lot of stuff that we're gonna talk through in today's podcast. So get your popcorn, get your blankets, and strapped in. So I believe we can just go ahead and get started here. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with the race recaps here. Jason, gonna go send me the stream link here. But anyway, I'm joined. Sorry, forgot to mention. I am joined here by
Hello.
Super Doodle and Jason here.
Hello.
Will be my
Hello.
companions today for the stream. All right, can you send me the link real quick? But yeah, besides that, let's go and hop straight into it, folks. So
Send link for what?
the stream,
Oh.
and besides that,
Oop. It the you only send the link.
no, that's the wrong one. Just go send it to me again. All right, but besides that, let's go and hop into the first aspect here of our podcast, which is the race recaps. And let's go and start off with D3. D3, the real first race of the season here on RRL. Not really counted, but I guess it's still a speed week. But yeah, I'll go ahead and start it off. They did not do too bad for it. Was, of course, it was the first time they all raced on the same track together, despite a lot of practice from the drivers. It was actually known starting on the pole started on the pole for that running a. Let me go ahead and check. He ran a 1 minute 53. He ran a 1.53.482, which is pretty fast for Division Three. The beat the second place spot by a good 400 milliseconds. But besides that, although Nolan would have to leave due to issues with lag, but that's still a memorable time. But anyway, to our second.
Can I say something for D3?
Go ahead.
I have a flat tire because I forgot to pit road. I was in the number 20, but Ruby put me in the number 17.
I watched the D3 replay and there was a ton of battles in it. I watched towards the end. I thought it got crazy, and I couldn't believe that this was D3 because I thought it was more action packed than the other races because there were so many battles. There were a ton of lead changes between a few cars. So I was pretty amazed by what I saw there.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with you there. So, I think the race was just like kind of crazy to think about because, well, how do I put this? The drivers, I mean, in terms of as a group driving together, I think it was really spectacular. That's just off my preference. I think it was pretty spectacular. The lowest division, all the rookies getting their feet wet here in the RRL. And I think for a start, that was pretty great. Although we had some stream issues with the broadcast, but besides that, I think it was a pretty good race. Again, it was very action packed, and I think it was probably the most um, exciting race of that whole weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was only like a 0.3 second win because Korean hit the like corner cut slowdown on the final chicane, and then I think it was, I don't know which driver, but they came very close to taking it away from Korean, the win.
Yes, I agree. Wait, Jason, can you go and send me the link? I still don't have it.
The stream that we're in right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Uh,
It was
all right.
dumb of
Yeah.
me for forget.
All right. But anyway, so go and wrap it up for D3. It was again a pretty exciting race. Uh,
There you go. I send the link to the podcast number 8, sponsored by RBN.
so besides that, that's pretty much all I gotta say. I mean, I do have one more thing to say, um, and that was about some of the drivers. I think one of the memorable honorable mention today for one of the drivers were, I'm gonna go and give this doubles. The number 21 of Dragon and the 19 of Mike, both rookies again.
Mhm.
Pretty much everyone in D3 is a rookie, but I want to kind of shout them out, especially the 19.
Wait, am I a
They,
rookie? Sorry to
yeah,
interrupt.
Yes, if it's your
yeah.
first season racing in RRL. So I'm pretty sure all of them are rookies.
Yeah, but anyway, so I want to mention those two because they work together really well, and they got a couple spots off that. Even though, well, not really. Even though, what's his name? Mike, he was pushing the living hell out of the 21, and again, I think those two are they both had beautiful paint jobs, and I think those two are in the future could definitely help each other out. Um, but yeah, that's an honorable mention I want to give to him. My
Mhm.
second honorable mention our second mention is Korean, the race winner for D3, of course. He had a pretty, like, his comeback story was kind of, for one race, I think was really good. I know he was leading pretty early, had a huge lead, like almost a lap, not really a lap, but almost, basically he had
It
a
was
huge margin.
43, yeah, 43-second lead,
Yeah,
which
that
is,
is
yeah.
crazy. But a competition caution came out, and that kind of ruined the whole lead there. Because the issue was found with, and the officials had to go and deal with that. So he had to start back with the whole field. Of course, he was leaning. I don't know if there were any pit stops. I think they just went straight to the green. But yeah, he was back there, and then he kind of somehow off the restart got shuffled all the way to the middle of the field. Then he messed up pretty bad. I believe it was in turn. It was one of the first 5 turns, I believe. He messed up pretty bad. Got shuffled pretty much the last, and he had to he had to just make his way all the way back up and dominate it. And I think that was pretty special because after he got sent to the back, he kind of persevered all the way back to, I think it was second or third, came back to the front and had to hold I believe it was the JMS drivers had to hold them off. It was, I believe, the 21 of Dragon and the Cobra behind him. He had to hold them off. Again, he managed to successfully hold them off coming off of the final turn. He did hit the slow down wall, but still managed to just edge in front of Dragon. I mean, it was kind of close because some of us thought Dragon was going to catch him because he slowed down and Dragon was coming really fast, but he was able to get back up to speed and catch the W. Over to you, Doodle.
Well, that perseverance to get through the pack will really help in Daytona, the oval, because sometimes you get shuffled to the back and you have to work your way all the way back up front, and that's what helps uh, him succeed even more. And I'm pretty sure Korean has a ton of road racing experience outside of RRL, so he probably has a ton of perseverance that helps him be so successful.
Yes, of course. I would definitely agree. Again, all that talent across the board helps you back if you really try in one league. So, yeah, props to him. Those are my two honorable mentions. Jason, do you have anything to say before we go over to you two? Oh, nothing? All right. Well,
Oh,
anyway.
sorry about
Oh,
that. I was cleaning
no.
my room.
All right. Do you have
D.
anything to say about the B3 topic? Go ahead.
Oh
Go ahead.
wait, D3. Is it D3 too?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, I was a driver for D3, but it was a little bit terrible for me. But the weather driver, they did do a pretty good job.
All right. Well, thanks for your words there. But now, folks, we're going to move over to the Xfinity uh division here. That race was, man, that race was again, it was kind of like D3 a little bit, but
Not as much
not as
contact speed.
exciting.
Yeah.
Again, I point that back to D3. D3 was definitely the most exciting. But on D2, D2, I believe they started out with almost a 12 car field. I'm not sure
Yeah,
on up to date
10.
back. 10 something car
Mhm.
field. The
Yeah.
lineup started as follows. I'm going to go look. So the lineup was 12 of Garrett, the 23 of Slaw, the 36 of Tronics, number 88 of Flamingo, the number 99 of Overlord, the 11 of Indy, the 2 of Cool Dude, the 71 of Yeet, the 21 of Jackson, the 67 of Tawa, who we'll be on an interview with later, and the number 1 of Bryce, the number 39 of Robloxian. So,
And then I'm pretty sure
go ahead.
two other drivers that did not qualify. They were under the qualify mark did end up joining because not all of the 12 that made it joined. I think that
Yes,
was Outery and let me see.
I think
Outery,
Outery and the
Outery
19,
and
yes,
yeah,
the
yeah.
19 of like NASCAR
Mhm.
Unleashed. So yeah,
And
but again, I'm gonna
Outery
go.
was a big
Yeah, go ahead.
factor in that race too,
Yeah, that was
which
crazy. I'm surprised he got
Mhm.
eliminated there.
Yeah.
But anyway, to continue for D3, D3 started out pretty nice. They went double file, they got ready to go. Pace car came down road, and boom, they were green flag. Of course, the first couple of turns were pretty hectic. Drivers were going kind of everywhere. Outery literally went into
The
the
pit.
pit road lane to come out. I'm surprised uh the fish didn't catch that there. But you know, as the field kind of got calmed down, Outery took an early lead. I believe it was either Outery or Slaw, but those two took I believe it was Outery. Yes,
Yeah.
Outery took a pretty early lead, and from there his lead just got ginormous. Like
Mhm.
he was gaining about a second or two every single lap on, if not more, he was gaining on the field. But it was at that point some would call unfair. So um yeah,
And
I have
then
more. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, then on lap 12 he parked his car for
Yeah, and I know to the my mic cut off
yeah.
there, and I believe the the whole field just kind of started thanking God for that, because the
Mhm.
number one top driver was out of the race, leaving it really for anyone's game. So Slaw was the first to take advantage of this and get out in front. I believe there was no cautions that race though. It was,
No.
again, the field gets really spread out, so you really don't have typically that many cautions during that race. So
I mean,
yeah,
I Slaw did qualify second, and I feel like he sort of went under the radar there. Um,
yeah,
then he
kind of.
came through and got the win.
Yeah, no one kind of really saw that, but
Yeah.
I'll go and let you finish this division top recap over here. You can go and finish that for you. I'll leave that to you.
And then after Slaw won, I'm pretty sure Bryce and Over they finished second and third, which they're both teammates, so pretty good for the pretty they're both Chevys, so pretty good for the Chevys in Division 2. Slaw was a Chevy 2 and Tawa
Yeah,
and
and of
yeah.
course Outery, yeah, leading pretty early, but had to leave. So like overall good day for Chevys. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
agree.
and D2, but that sort of changed in D1 for them.
But
And
yeah, speaking of D1, do you want to hop over to D1 now, the D1 recap? Or,
Oh, did I say anything for D2?
oh yes, go ahead.
Oh, I like I, I like any of the paint scheme. They're looking nice, and most of all, the winner of a F50 series is very pleasing. What their future is up ahead for this season.
yeah, and I was also most excited for Xfinity because these drivers they're really close to the big show and cup, but they're just below it, so they need to show their worth, and hopefully next season they can get moved up.
Yeah, I agree, definitely agree. For Division 2, my first honorable mention is I like kind of what happened to Garrett. Like not an honorable mention, but I just kind of wondered what happened to Garrett. I mean, he started pole with, I think he blew basically out the second spot by, let me go ahead and check here, by more than 500 milliseconds. That was Slaw, the race winner, and I was like, he kind of was. He started first, right, and then kind
Yeah.
of just kept racing, and then I kind of feel like he fell off. Might not be
Um,
right, but I feel like he kind of fell off to the back. I'm not sure.
yeah, I mean, it also is like race stress. Drivers don't always drive the same as they did in qualifying because there's also the stress of other drivers around them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Having to battle constantly, fuel strategies, all that can play. That's why your mentality's a really, really big, your mindset going into a race can be pretty important, mental toughness.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One of my
Um,
honorable
Go ahead.
mentions is going to be Bryce because he qualified in the back, like barely making it in, and he finished P3, which I think he got lucky on that the competition caution restart, which boosted him up farther. But him and his teammate over did amazing that race.
Yeah,
And
again, they finished 2-3 that race. Not first, but they
yeah,
still have missed pretty much the only team to finish side by side that was top 3 or top 5. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I need to say. Let me think here. Again,
all right.
I
Should
think
we
that's pretty
move
much
on?
all.
Should we move
Yeah,
on
go
to Cup now?
Yes, sure. Let's go ahead and move on to Cup. Cup. Jason, do you want to start off with Cup, and then I'll let and then Doodle will take after.
Oh, what should we say for the cup?
I
Whatever,
mean,
whatever
I mean,
you
I
think.
want your opinion here for
Yeah.
the Cup series before I let Doodle talk.
Oh, I think the Cup Series are like amazing at the road course. Like they made a beautiful turn. Slow down when they see a corner. And great battering out there, like side by side or three wide or even four wide.
I
Uh,
mean, yeah,
yeah.
I think, yeah, again, he's actually right because the first couple of turns were
Mm.
kind of crazy. It kind of shows that the separation of skill from each division, from especially D1 and D2. You saw those drivers keep it clean, going four wide off of turn number 3, and that just kind of shows the skill level difference from D2 and D1. And again, I give major props for that because that's just, it's great to see, honestly, and see them keep it clean. I mean, again, Phil did go straight into the inside of the pit lane, but recovered from that, still finished pretty all right, But yeah, I think this what you said was it's definitely a good opinion. But Doodle, over to you.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I think
Yeah.
that's definitely true. And also, some of these drivers, some of them are veterans, but some of them are rookies. And I'm pretty sure Halo is one, which won the race. But these guys are rookies, so they need to earn the respect of the veterans because they don't want to be, they want to have friends on the track, or it's not going to be a fun season for them.
I mean, yeah, I couldn't agree more. Some drivers they. I'm not saying this is, is most drivers, but some drivers, not racing the vets here. They've been here longer and know the deal here. They don't. They gotta know when to chill because those guys have been here longer than you. That's the level of respect again. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. But over to me, I think the race was honestly really good. Um, Dating back to what Jason said again, couldn't agree with that more. The skill level, pit strategies and stuff. I do want to give props to Halo for the win and how he did it. I believe he won on 23% tires, very close to just having them pop and probably ending his chances of winning that race. But I give major props to him because that I don't know if I can pull that off because
Um,
again all the yes, go ahead.
um, I wanna did say something about how good he is, like in cup. Like I
Yeah,
saw it in the YouTube chat.
Um,
go ahead.
well, so off of Halo's win, the Toyotas, which Halo is driving a Toyota, the Toyotas did amazing that race. They had a 1, 2, and 3 spot, and I think 8th and 10th, which I mean, those 1, 2, 3 drivers, that's really going to help them going into the duels. And the Chevys, I thought the Chevys underperformed because they had the most people going into the race. Like they entered the most drivers to qualify, but only 4 of them made it in. They had 7 people qualify, only 4 made it in. And one of those drivers was Roblox, which we're going to interview next. And yeah, and then but the Fords, I felt bad for the Ford. There was only one Ford that made it into the race, Crown,
Still
and
was the back marker pretty much the whole race.
yeah,
No,
he didn't have many friends.
yeah, didn't really have any. He was the only ZMS driver, let alone the Ford.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah,
All right.
let's I guess I don't really got anything much to say. Overall, great race, great performance, great talent. Definitely shown by the drivers, and yeah. So if you guys don't have anything to say, I guess we can go over to
Mhm.
our interviews. No, all
Oh
right.
yeah.
Well,
Oh, I'm still here.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add on
Fuck up.
for anything?
Oh, so um, no, but I wanna say one thing for the other lead that I'm
Mhm.
gonna do. Is that
Oh,
okay, Seth?
is it
Or
advertisement?
well, if Seth will allow
sorry.
me, if Seth would allow me to do that.
I think we should
Yes.
keep it on topic.
What? Yeah, probably should keep it on topic. But anyway, I
Not
think it's
mine.
time to go and
Okay.
give our interviews.
Mhm.
Uh Now, so the first driver I want to bring in here is the 67 of Tawa for driving for Nitro Racing. Let's go ahead and bring him in now. Okay, let me bring him in here. Dude, you want to go and start with the? I have questions for him, but you can get your own questions. Where's Tawa?
Okay, he's in here. Hello, Tawa.
How are you there? He's
Okay. All right, we're gonna bring in Roblox now.
yeah, we'll bring him in when he's all right. Roblox, this is the media hub for the podcast. You got us here.
Yo, I got you.
All right.
Well, oh yeah, go do it. Go on. Sorry.
So, uh, coming into this race, you're the Division 2 champion. What were your expectations for this?
Um, Expectations like for what?
For how you'd finish and like how well you would do in the race?
Oh, in that race?
And no, in the clash, but like coming out of winning a championship, what were your expectations?
My expectations are from coming to being a Division 2 champion to coming into Division 1. My expectations are kind of try to do the same thing.
All right. But what were your expectations for this race? How well did you think you were going to do?
I don't know because I wasn't I did not race in the
Well,
clash.
before the race, like before you qualified, what did you think of it? Like what did you think you were going to produce?
I thought it was gonna. I thought either I was gonna. I thought I was gonna either barely qualify or barely miss out on the race, and that's what happened to me. I qualified like 13th or 14th out of the top 12. But I'm not mad because it's just a Bush Clash, and we still got the Daytona duels and then the 500 next in these upcoming weeks. So I'm not worried at all.
All right. Well, Seth, you can ask your questions now.
All right, so my first question for you is like, driving for your same team owner last season, but now in the Cup Series. What do you think the difference is from, driving under Phil and Phoenix, racing from the D1 and DT? What do you think the difference is there?
The team's definitely way more organized this season because last season I was just by myself the whole season, and I wasn't even in a team group because I never got invited to one. So I would say it's definitely way more organized this season compared to last season, and it's way better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this season definitely a lot of things change for the better. But my second question, if I'm allowed, by Doodle, do you have a question for him before I go to my second question?
And I was actually just wondering this, but so the Toyotas dominated the Division One race with the 1, 2, 3. Do you think they're gonna continue this, or do you think that was just a one-time thing?
I think that was a one-time thing. I think it was just one. It's just one race. We can still get them in the duels, and then it's gonna be way different compared to Daytona Road Course. So I definitely feel like it's not gonna be different. No, it's gonna definitely be different next time around.
Okay. Well, Seth, you can
Well,
ask another question.
my second question for you is, kind of restating the first, not restating the first question, but of course, you got eliminated from the clash. Started I believe 12 to 14, somewhere around there. Well, what is your plan to bounce back after getting eliminated, maybe in the duels?
Oh, it's just be fast for the duels. That's all I need, and just work with my teammates, and I'll be a-okay.
Well, yeah, I guess you can answer that. But my final question for you is, um, how does racing under the Division One? How do you think racing under Phil, like, of course, being the D1 champion, and of course you being the Division Two champion, how do you think that's going to benefit you in the long run?
Um, I'm definitely gonna have some teammates to work with instead of just being a lone driver. Yeah, because now even if I am on the brink of elimination or like I need help or something from my teammates, they can be there for me instead of me having to get it all done by myself.
All right.
Yeah, of course, yeah. You have teammates now. Of course, I did see a couple, you guys in the team Chevy team comms, but yeah, it's a lot. Of course, a lot better when you're organizing your plans. Pitch strategies, general race strategies, and stuff like that. But yeah, that's wraps up my questions for you. If anyone has any questions now, you may go ahead.
Oh, were you asking me if I have any questions?
No, I was asking everyone
No,
else. I
I
believe they
don't
went.
I don't have any more.
All
No.
right, well, no Roblox. Thanks for talking with us, man. Wish you luck in the duels.
All right.
All right. All right, folks. Hopefully, we can get now the 67 of Tower for Division Two now. So, um,
I'll bring him in.
all right. I'll ping him here. Let me go and ping him here. So try and wake him up. Please bear with us here. All right. Well, I'll give him about a minute here, but we might just go ahead and move on to predictions, and then hopefully he uh he wakes up sometime and we're able to intervene before we end the podcast. So, you guys just gonna go with predictions?
All right, starting in D3, I think the Chevys are gonna come back again because I don't know. I'm a Chevy, but uh I'm not trying to be biased, but I think the Chevys have the most help from each other. So I think the Chevys are probably gonna be the most successful, and I'm gonna say Korean's gonna win or the Daytona or I don't know. For the duels, I think the Chevys are gonna be the most successful. And for the Daytona 500, I think that's also gonna continue. And I think Korean's gonna win the Daytona 500.
Friends, I definitely agree with that. He was definitely a good driver. So yeah, he just being able to um to come to bounce back like that um after getting knocked out. Not knocked out, but getting messing up and having to go all the way to the back, bouncing back like that. It's pretty incredible, honestly. So major props to him, and I definitely agree with your pick uh for um for Division 3. Sorry, Phil started there. But yeah, Jason, do you want to go ahead and give your D3 prediction? Jason, do you want to go and give your D3 prediction? I don't believe he's alive.
Oh, uh,
Okay. Okay.
Well, do you wanna tell us your D3 prediction for the duels and Daytona
D,
500?
so the D3.
Yeah.
Um, I think the other driver will do great in D3. I don't know about me.
So, is there any strategy that's gonna go into that?
Uh, I um just work as a team, I guess. And
Yeah.
just keep pushing.
Mhm. All right. Well, let's move on to the D2 predictions if you guys have nothing to add. Seth, you can start us.
For Division 2, I'm gonna of course have to give it to Outery, even though if he's present there, but you know, uh, if not that, I'm gonna go and kind of go with an upset win, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it to for an upset. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Bryce because I think he actually might pull it off. He's been very humble, especially co-owning um co-owning Fast Area. So he's definitely a very humble driver, and he just always wants to get better. You're not gonna be the best, but um, you know, his mentality is, oh, I always want to get better. I always want to he's just a humble guy, not, oh, I'm gonna blow everyone out the park. And I think that's a quality trait for a driver to have. So my pick upset, if not Outer, I'm gonna go with Bryce. And I'm trying not to be biased here, even though I co-own team drives for. So
All right. I'm gonna say Indy because I don't know. Last season in D2, he was doing very well also, but I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be his chance. I don't know. I don't know why I feel that. I just feel he will shine today or not today at the 500. And for my upset pick, I'm gonna say like NASCAR because I feel like I don't know, it's Daytona, so you have no clue what's gonna happen. But I have a feeling that he's gonna come through a wreck and win it. But I don't know. I don't know if it's. I don't know if I'm. It's too early to tell, but and I don't know if he's even going to like be one of the main factors and always going to be up front. So I don't know if he's going to be an upset, but I think he is my upset pick. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I could get behind that. You know, he does have the prior experience from a whole season in Division 2.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I can definitely get behind that. Definitely understand why you're choosing him. So I'm gonna give Tawa a couple minutes here for. I think he's getting it. He's coming up in a second. So, I'll go ahead. Do you want to go ahead and start off for Division 1 picks? Or if yes,
Hey,
Division 1 picks.
So for Division 1, I don't. It's just like it's really anybody's race. I can't really tell. I do think that the Toyotas will continue this pattern, unlike what Roblox said. I think they will, and I think they're gonna work really well together and be able to get a win at Daytona. But also, there's going to be a larger field limit, so the Chevys might have a better chance because there will be more Chevys, most likely. So we don't know what's going to happen, really.
You know, I could agree with that. You know, the Chevys could bounce back. You know, for the duels,
Yeah.
get locked in. You know,
But
but
my
oh, go ahead, keep going.
but my actual pick would probably be Wolf because he showed a lot of perseverance, like we said, Korean had in the clash. So I think he's gonna get the win in Division 1.
All right. Well, I think that's a good pick. Of course, you know, Indy and your other guy. My Division 1 pick, I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to go like with I forgot his name. My first pick is going to be Halo, not off the fact that he won the Clash, but let's go into more depth that he he knows the strategy. You know, he knows what to do when you got to do it because you see, um, I got talk from I believe the WBTR team owner Wolf because they both were in the same team comms. So I believe he told me that there's no point in pitting because it was either he was gonna win or the two WBT drivers behind him were gonna pit. So again, that kind of leads to Wolf's talk there. But you know, I think Halo he's got the skills, the talent skills. Definitely got the road racing talent. You know, but he builds that how do I put it? You know, he knows what to do. You know, he has good tire management, pit stops. I believe he only pitted twice the whole race, if not once. I'm not sure, but you know, he pitted at the minimum times he needed to, so he could stay out front for the majority of, I guess, segment 3 of the race. So, yeah, that's gonna be my primary pick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that's my pick there. Jason, do you have your Division 1 pick, or do you just want to stay silent here?
Well, if Tawa doesn't, I don't know, get alive, should we interview someone else that's in the lounge, or
I mean, I guess sure. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
who should we? Smalls or Wolf or Fast? Because he might have opinions on the Daytona 500.
I mean, I guess we can interview um Wolf again for week 2, but Doodle, you can go ahead and interview Wolf, and then Tawa again. We're gonna give him the last chance to get
uh,
online. So
I'm so sorry that I was AFK.
Oh,
that's fine.
do you
We're
have
just
any?
interviewing Wolf. Oh, go ahead.
Do you have any picks for the D1 uh Daytona 500? What are your picks?
Finally. Let's see.
Um, Robot Matter.
All right.
All right, but so basically, Tawa's finally here, so we can finally get to interview him. So Tawa, this is the podcast booth. You finally got us here after 3 attempts. Finally got us. Oh, are you there?
Hey, how's it going? Oh, that's a lot of coffee. What the?
All right. Ben, I believe you finished. You did finish the race. The D2 race.
Fourth.
Finished fourth in the Division 2 race. We props to you. You did stay kind of relatively behind FMS. My first question, if Doodle, do you want to go first, or before I ask my first question?
You can ask your first question.
My first question for you is what do you think your biggest challenge was during the race?
To be honest, I think my biggest challenge during the race was really just knowing when to pit. I didn't really notice how much the tire wear was going to make things much difficult for me, and it was pretty evident in the last few laps that it was really affecting me. I was battling. I forgot who I was battling, but obviously I had a much slower car because of the tire wear. And I think if I knew that, going forward, I would have pit much later, so that I would have had much fresher tires by the end of the race. I think that was my biggest challenge. Also, really was I think the corner cut slowdown walls. Those they screw me over a lot. There's a lot of them, like a lot of them. So they would also break my speed, and that's what made it really hard for me. Because well, I mean, I was getting passed by these slower cars that I wanted to pull away from, and I just couldn't. So I kept getting held back. Therefore, I was like, almost lapped, and it was pretty bad. I think really what did save me was my pit stop because I was losing more and more time each lap. I knew I had to pit really soon, and I couldn't wait much longer. That's the only issue with my whole tire thing. That was just I think the tire wear was a little too harsh, but yeah, those are the challenges I had.
Again, praying like that. I like that. I Doodle, do you want to ask the question before I go to my second one?
Sure. How do you feel about your teammate winning, and how do you think that will affect your motivation in the Daytona 500?
I mean, congrats to him. He was pretty quick. I knew that if Adore stayed the whole time, he was gonna win, and he's also my teammate, which is cool. But I think we have a pretty dominant team, and so I'm pretty confident for the 500. Yeah.
All right.
My second question for you, Tawa, is do you think of course, and Nitro Racing and Faster, do you think you guys kind of work together well, especially being sister teams here for Division 2?
It's okay. It could go either way, really. We had our moments. There's definitely some communication, so that's the good thing. But I feel like there can definitely be improvements, and yeah.
Yeah, but still it's the first official race of the season, so there's still of course room to improve. So
Yeah.
again, my final question for you for the race and for the podcast is what is your mindset going into the duels?
That I'm gonna win.
I
It's that
like
simple.
it.
I'm gonna
Like
win.
it.
I'm a great
You
super
know-
speedway racer. I think a lot of people can say that, considering the simplicity of it. Actually, well, it seems simple, but once you're at the front, you have to manage everyone behind you. So, not that simple. Things can get bad and out of hand easily. Especially with these cars. tryout races and fun races that I've done. It can be a challenge sometimes. So yeah, I'm still pretty confident though, and I think I'm going to excel.
I definitely like the confidence. I definitely like the confidence again. A lot of drivers. I don't even know what I'm gonna say there, but I overall just like the confidence and wish you the best of luck going into the duels into the 500.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else have any questions for him before I go and send him off?
Mm-mm.
All right, all right. Well, thank you for talking to us. Thank you for being on this podcast, including Roblox if you're in the lounge. But yeah, thanks for talking with us, guys. Wish you the best of luck at the duels.
All right, thank you.
All right, see you, man.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Hmm.
Well, all
Um,
right, folks. Guess what? Go ahead, Doodle.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna.
I was AFK.
Uh, okay. I was just gonna close it, but you can, Seth.
All right, I was also gonna close it as well. So, I know. Thank you all for being on the podcast, even though it was disconnected for 20 minutes. Thank you for being on the podcast. Uh, not thank you for watching the podcast. Sorry, got my words mixed up there. Make sure you tune in this Friday, Saturday, this whole kind of weekend here for duels finally getting off the road course. Oh my goodness gracious. I bet a lot of drivers wanted to do that. Finally going to play track racing. So make sure you tune in there for all divisions going at it at division the divisional races. So again, thank you for watching and we'll see you all next this weekend.